The great forest election had finally arrived. All the animals gathered in the central clearing, eager to witness the battle for power. 3 candidates stood on the grand wooden stage: the mighty lion, the cunning fox, and the earnest wild boar. Lion, standing tall with his golden mane shining under the sun, roared with confidence. He promised strength, order, and justice. No more will the weak be trampled by the strong. I will ensure fairness for all. His deep, commanding voice sent shivers through the crowd. Fox, sleek and charming, stepped forward with a smooth grin. "My dear friends," he began, his voice silky and persuasive, "our forest needs progress, not just brute force. Under my leadership we will modernize. We will build new systems, create opportunities, and ensure that every animal has a path to success." His words dripped with assurance, and many in the crowd nodded in approval. Wild Boar, sturdy and unpolished, stomped his hoof and spoke with sincerity. "We have forgotten what truly matters: food, shelter, and fairness. No one should be left behind. If I am chosen, I will make sure every creature has a place in this forest." His voice lacked the elegance of fox or the power of lion, but it carried an honest weight. The audience erupted with mixed reactions. The monkeys swung from branches, cheering for the most entertaining speaker. The sheep stood in neat rows, easily swayed by whoever sounded the most convincing. The snakes whispered among themselves, spreading rumors and doubts. In the distance, the old owl watched from his perch, silent and thoughtful. He had seen many elections before, and he knew that promises were easy to make but hard to keep. As the candidates continued their speeches, the excitement of the crowd grew. Soon, the forest would cast its vote, and the future would be decided. The day of the election arrived, and the forest buzzed with excitement. Every animal, from the smallest mouse to the towering elephants, lined up to cast their votes. The air was thick with anticipation, whispers, and speculation. The monkeys chattered excitedly, the sheep waited patiently, and the snakes slithered from one voter to another, spreading last-minute rumors. When the votes were counted, the result was clear. Fox had won by a landslide. His charm, clever words, and the endless praise from the parrots, who repeated his slogans tirelessly, had secured his victory. As he stepped onto the stage, a satisfied smile stretched across his face. The crowd erupted in applause. Some cheered genuinely, while others clapped because everyone else was clapping. Lion stood still, his golden mane ruffling slightly in the wind. He did not look surprised, only disappointed. Wild Boar let out a sigh and shook his head, knowing deep down that honesty had never been a strong weapon in politics. Fox raised a paw for silence, his voice smooth and confident. "My dear friends," he declared, "this is the dawn of a new era. Together we will build a better, stronger, and more prosperous forest. I will lead with wisdom, fairness, and opportunity for all." The monkeys hooped and hollered, the sheep bleated in agreement, and even the snakes nodded approvingly. From a high branch, the old owl watched silently, his sharp eyes fixed on the victorious fox. He had seen this before. Promises were easy. The real test would come soon, and the forest would learn, once again, that words could be as dangerous as claws. Weeks passed, and the forest began to change. At first, everything seemed promising. Fox held grand speeches, assuring the animals that progress was underway. He promised new shelters, better food supplies, and a stronger, more united community. But soon the truth began to surface. Without warning, trees started disappearing. The oldest and tallest ones, which had stood for generations, were suddenly gone. The rivers, once clear and plentiful, ran shallow and murky. Rumors spread that Fox had made deals with outsiders, creatures beyond the forest, who came with sharp axes and loud machines. When the animals asked, Fox smiled and dismissed their worries. "This is all part of the plan," he assured them. "Change requires sacrifice." Some animals grew restless. Lion, watching from the sidelines, growled in frustration. Wild Boar tried to rally the others, but many were too comfortable or too afraid to listen. The monkeys still cheered for Fox, entertained by his speeches. The sheep followed blindly, trusting that their leader knew best. The snakes slithered closer to Fox, whispering in his ear, ensuring their own survival. Then one day the truth became undeniable. Half the forest was gone. The once lush land was replaced by bare ground and wooden structures. Many animals had lost their homes, yet Fox continued to reassure them that it was all for the greater good. From a lonely tree branch, the old owl watched in silence. He had seen it all before. The forest had chosen charm over wisdom, promises over truth. And now, as the winds blew over the thinning trees, The animals began to realize, too late, that they had trusted the wrong leader. The story above teaches a profound lesson about choice and trust. In life, people who are smooth-talking or charming are not always trustworthy. Sweet promises can hide bitter truths, and sincere, though simple, individuals are often overlooked. Crowds are easily swayed by emotions and flattery, but a wrong choice can be costly. The lesson here is, keep a cool head, judge by actions rather than words, and choose wisely, not emotionally, because a single mistake today can have lasting consequences in the future.